Well, hello everybody. We're back again. I'm going to be doing my potting up of my seedlings today. I've already got my mix made. You've seen probably my videos quite a few times on what it is, but basically coconut coir. I've got it mixed, but I'm still going to add a little bit more just to show. Worm castings. These are indoor worm castings. I don't bring anything from outside inside. So we've got some worm castings, vermiculite, I've got some organic fertilizer and Epsom salts mixed together in here. The worm castings are great for a few reasons. First of all, the worm castings, so you're getting a lot of beneficial microbes in there, but also with the organic fertilizer, it's not going to break down in a sterile environment. The bacteria is not there. So by putting the worm castings in, that's giving life to your soil mix, and it will start to break down the organic fertilizer. And here I've just got some mycorrhiza. Again, this is already all the way through the mix. You gotta watch your breathing around this stuff, and we just give it a good mix. There is any of my leftover seedling mix that I made that gets thrown in here. Basically any of my leftovers. The seedling mix, you have to be pretty careful. But once your plants are good, the roots are going, it's alright if there's a little bit of chunks. It actually makes the roots work a little bit harder. Okay, I'll be back in a second. I've got my cups, inner and outer, labeled. Sorry, got bad knee. So the outer cups and inner cups I've already written on. The cups are drilled through the bottom, and that way they can suck up. The reason why I put labels on both and out is, I don't know if you can see very well on this, but the amount of water that actually holds in the bottom of the cup to get sucked up is not a lot at all. So it will rise up on the inner, and even though these are water resistant markers, actually for plant labels, I still don't know how they're going to hold up being submerged completely in water. I also, to the side, I have a tray with water in it, and that's because the first time around I want, while I'm doing the next batch, because I've got 3 trays of these to do, they can be sitting in water before they go into the outer cups, just so they can suck up a little bit more water first time around. Fill our cups. And I do like, for this part, push down a little bit. And that gives reason for your roots just to get a little bit stronger. Try to fight its way through. And then we'll top up again. My mix is pre-moistened. It's not wet by any means, but it is pre-moistened, and that'll help suck up the water. If it's dry, honestly, make sure that you give it a very good soaking while you're mixing all your ingredients together. Now I usually do the little black seedling trays, and those I'll put one seed in each. This year because of Sue. She bought me these last year, so I wanted to use them and see how they went. Honestly, probably won't do it again because the roots do tangle, and I spend all the time trying to grow these roots, and I have to kind of rip them apart, and it's honestly, I don't like the feeling of that, and I don't like the sound of it. We're going to take off the starter leaves, and we're going to plant down. And I'm pushing the sides down also. And then we're just going to top up, because roots will grow along the stem with peppers, same as tomatoes. There's actually quite a few plants that will do that. And peppers, luckily, is one of them. So if you plant them deep, it gives it a bit more stabilizing roots. And you don't want the leaves touching the soil. That's where you can start to get into problems. And then I'm just going to sit it in the water and let that sit while I go on to the next one. I didn't grow last year at all. That was another reason why I doubled up on the seeds. I didn't know how the germination rate would be using older seeds. And out of all the seeds that I planted, there was only 2 that didn't germinate. So I've got no complaints there. And again, we're going to fill this right up. Push down around the base, and into the water she goes. I'll show you one more, and then I'll stop and show you when I'm all finished. Because like I say, I've got three of these seedling trays to do. That way when it's finished, you'll see my grow room, how it's doing. This one I think was just a single. Oh, yes. I like that a lot better. I don't have to disturb the roots at all. I try to keep them up straight, but if they go on a bit of an angle, there's one of those starter leaves. If it goes on a bit of an angle, when you're planting them outdoors, you've got a much bigger space to play with, and they can go in on that angle. That's actually a nice plant. You can see too where the two plants together, one is going to shade out the other. When you have a single plant in each, you're going to get a stronger base. Good start to them. Okay, I'm going to shut this off, and then I'll be back once I've got all my plants transplanted. Well, I got half of them done, and then I ran out of time. So I'm going to see if I can zoom in slowly here and let light adjust. Adjust on that. So I still have 2 trays left to go, but I do have to say that my final opinion on these square, deep-rooted things are useless, because I basically have to dig a square to get the roots in there. Whereas with the regular, everyday trays you get with the 72, you just put a little triangle in there and stick it in. This has been 4 hours to get to where I should have been in probably about half hour to 45 minutes. So this is going to be the last year I'm using the deep rooted trays. They're probably really good for watermelons, any squash, but yeah, it's not good for peppers. I totally go with the small black triangular regular ones. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna have to finish up traying all these up. Okay, everybody have a good day. Bye. Well, this hasn't been an easy transplant. So far I'm on day 3 and I have only 12 more plants to go, but I've run out of cups that I've drilled holes in, and it's 3 in the morning, so I don't really want to be taking my drill out, making a bunch of noise. But yeah, usually it's a good 2-3 hour job and I'm finished. And right now I'm on day 3 and still another 12 to go. Climbing up the little black cable there, I just saw a spider drop. I don't know if the camera picked it up, which is actually pretty good, because right now I don't have any troubles with bugs, but if I do, I know that I've got a couple spiders in there that hopefully will take care of anything before it gets out of control. Right in the front there I have a strawberry plant. Can't remember if I mentioned it before, but that came out of supposedly 100% clear, fresh, bagged soil. And to me, that's a strawberry plant. Could be a weed, but we shall see. So instead of me ripping out, I ripped it out and transplanted it, and we'll see how it goes. There's a couple plants up at the beginning there. I topped them just because they were getting too tall, and those aren't the super hots. Those are, I think the first one is a Yahtzee. There's also a couple Cayennes I topped, but usually I don't top till about 2 weeks before they go outside. So tomorrow I should have everything finished transplant. I'll give them about a week, and then I'll come in and top. I'll give all these guys, every single one, a haircut, so they're all the same height. Nobody's competing for light, and basically just grow the side shoots and grow the roots until it's time to go outside. Okay, everybody, again, this is like the 5th time I've said this. Have a good night, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we got them all potted up finally. Some of them I've already topped, like this one here. Hopefully the light sets. In about a week, anywhere after 5 days, when the roots have time to settle and start to grab, I'll come along and top all of these. So basically by the time they go out, they've been topped, planted deep, so the majority of the actual growth has either been trimmed or planted for a bigger root base. So yeah, 1 week and I'll be back to top of all of these. Hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you later. Bye. I just went to work and I've just finished, and I honestly, before I said I was finished, but I wanted to show what it looks like after, well, I've been at work for 9 hours. So instead of the transplant and then droopy and whatnot, hopefully you can, with the lights, see that they're all stood up, they're all looking good, everything's fine. It's hard to tell with the color. On my screen it looks like some of the tops are yellow, but they're not. So we shall see how this year's crop goes. This is the organic super hot peppers. Good night to all.